Hello students, Mr. Greg here, and I hope you are having an awesome time with our lessons. Today is an exciting day because we are going to move beyond the Arduino. Still going to use it, but we are going to add a whole bunch of cool stuff to it on our mission, our great mission, which I am not ready to reveal yet, but this is all building on something that we are going to do super cool next spring. And so what you see on the screen right now is a graphic representation of our good old friend, the sonic sensor. You remember we were able to measure distance with the sonic sensor, and we were able to get those values read out. But I thought it would be cool if we could actually create a graphic interface that would read the distances and graphically illustrate them in real time. And so that's what I've designed here, and I've done that using a program called Python. And so for the next probably 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to be working in Python, learning how to do this. Now you can see my distance is reading about 2.5 inches, and as I move my target out, you see that my rod gets larger. I can hold my hand still, and the distance gets greater. And if I just remove my target, then it gets even greater. And then I can pick up my sonic sensor and point it at the wall, and it gets even greater. And you can see the graph changes as the distance changes, which I think is really cool. And there's no magic. Okay, so Python is actually pretty easy to install. I need you to get on your web browser. I happen to be using Google right here. And so I need you to search for install Python. You should get a screen that looks pretty similar to this. Download python.org. And so we're going to click on that. You see this? Download python.org. And I'm going to click on it. I'm trying not to go too fast here. So I'm going to click on that, and you should get a screen that looks like this. It says Python with the Python symbol and the little parachuting packages to you. All right, now I am running Windows, which I think most of you are too. But if you are running Mac, then here is the Mac. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Windows here, because that's what I'm running. And now you get a lot of choices here. You can see these choices. I hope you can see that. And there's been a lot of releases of Python. We don't need to really worry about all the old releases or anything like that. Don't let this confuse you or intimidate you. We basically want to install the executable file. So I am using Windows 10, and I have a 64-bit computer, and so I'm going to click the x86-64 executable installer. Now, if you're running a 32-bit, then you will most likely need to download the x86 installer like that. And I just want to double check that before I tell you wrong. Yes. All right, so again, we're in Python 3.8, and I'm using x86-64. You may have 32, and then you click, we want to use the executable installer, and so you click on that and you download it. Now, if you're downloading that in Google, then you see it's right here, and it's ready to open. Now, you may not be downloading in Google. You may be using Microsoft or something else, and that's okay. But what you have to remember is that it's going to give you a file location, and you need to write that file location down. So it may say, you know, C:\/ your file downloads / Python, and you need to write that down so you can find it. But in my case, since I'm using Google, it's just downloaded here, and so I am going to click on it, open it up. Now it says that I've already have this downloaded, so now it's just asking me to upgrade it. And I'm not going to do that right now. The reason why I haven't is because I wanted this screen to come up. Now yours will not say upgrade, yours will say install now, and you need to click on that, and it's going to take a few minutes, like 10 to 15, depending on how fast your internet is. And so I'm going to pause here and let you do that, and then we'll come back and we'll continue the download. Okay, so you should see a screen that says something like this: setup was successful. And so you want to close out of that, and you want to close out of this window, and we want to test to see if it worked. So you want to go down here to your window and type IDLE. Kind of picking on myself here. And click on that. And it should bring up a Python shell, as you can see here. So hopefully you're at this point. If you're not seeing this, then we need to get together and figure this out. So we want to see if it works, and so let's just run a little test. This is the shell, so we're just going to do a basic command, print, if I can get this right, ridge, crest, rocks. Hit enter. Oh, and I messed it up. Oh, know what I did. Did not like my syntax. So I think, oh, I see what I did. It tells me a syntax error here. I forgot my parentheses. I'm learning a lot of new. Let's see if this works. Ridge, crest, rocks, print. No. What did I do? Print. Oh. Print. Parentheses. A lot of you guys come to me because yours doesn't work, and rather than try to figure it out, you want me to figure it out, and I won't do that, and you get frustrated. Bam! Little p, print, ridge, crest, rocks. Look at there. So we run our first Python program, which that's pretty cool, right? You got to start somewhere. And so we have done that, but you know, that's kind of cumbersome doing it in the shell. And so what we really want to do is go up here to File, open up File, hit New File, and open up a Python window. Now we want to see if this works. So let's do print, capital Ridge, Crest, Rocks. And now we're going to go to run. See that? Run right here, run. Run. And we're going to do run module. Oh, gotta save it. Hit OK. Oh my gosh. Oh, I left the parentheses out again. You probably were trying to tell me that. All right, run module. Okay. Ridge, Crest, Rocks. I like it. That looks good there. So, a capital P, but it still plays through that. So let's try that again. Print, parentheses. Hope you can't hear my dog in the background. It's storming here, and he doesn't like that. Bam! Love it. All right, so now we have run our second thing. So let's do something a little bit different. Let's use a variable. So let's type my message is equal to Ridge, Crest, I may have to put parentheses here, Rocks. Next line, print my message. Woohoo! All right, I love it. So now we have written 2 programs in Python. I mean, we are well on our way. So Python is like super powerful. I mean, there is so much we can do with this and so much we're going to do with it. And there's a lot of libraries that are super powerful. And so to get to those libraries, we're going to need some help downloading them. It's the more complicated you get with the program, the more help you need, right? And so we're going to need a program called PIP, and that's going to help us as we go through our journey on Python. And so we need to download PIP. So I'm going to shut all of this down, and we need to get that, and it's actually downloaded, but you need to bring it up and activate it. So we're going to go down to our search bar down here. All right, and we're going to type in capital CMD, command prompt. It should look like this, command prompt, basically a black screen. All right, and we're going to click on it, and it's going to open up this command prompt screen, and it should say something like users, Summerlin, family, whatever. And so we actually want to install pip. So we're going to say PIP, pip, space, install, install PYSERIAL, install pip install PySerial, all lowercase. Let's hit enter. Now it's going to tell me, sorry, I did upgrade. I was going to say it's going to tell me I need to upgrade, but I forgot I did that in between these videos just for you. So it installed perfectly, but let's test it. So I'm going to exit out of this. I'm going to go down to my search bar here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to type in idle, I-D-L-E, and I'm going to pull Python back up. And so I'm just going to test that it did it. And so I'm going to type import serial. Seems like that should be capital, but and it worked. All right, so now we've got Python serial through pip entered, and that's just going to open a whole new world through the serial monitor. So you remember in Arduino we had the serial monitor that we had to pull up. Well, in Python we have a serial monitor also. And let me just tell you now, you cannot run both of them at the same time. But by doing this, importing serial, you will be able to take that data from your Arduino and throw it to Python. Python will catch it and display it in a graphic way if you design it that way, in a lot of different ways. So the sky is the limit in Python and what we can do. And we're just going to touch the surface in the next 6 weeks. And I'm going to challenge you to learn more and more than even what I'm going to teach you. So your homework is to download Python and pip, which hopefully by this time you're pretty close to doing that. And then to set up your sonic sensor like we did in lesson number 1 of this class 201. And then next week we will begin some programming in Python. So let's get that done because it's pretty important. There's a chance there can be some issues, and I want to give us time to get through those issues, and then we can start programming. So make sure you turn in your homework, you tell me you've done it, and send me a picture of your sonic sensor setup.